Howdy guys, we are back at the home studio, if you will, and we picked up some stuff while in Jersey for the end of summer. And one of the things that was pretty cool, right at the house, right by where my folks live, somebody was moving or selling a house, and they doing a clean out, and they had this. Sorry, it's kind of backlit, but they had this really cool lamp. I saw it. They just had some old junk, and I saw the cord, the end. I was like, "Oh, look at that knob. That's kind of interesting. I like that." This is pretty vintage, and it's got all the parts that you wouldn't believe. I mean, this whole thing is the cover. The for the light shade. The light shade was falling apart. I grabbed it, but I ended up throwing it out. But that's really nice. You wouldn't believe how nice that feels. Very nice. The cord is dry rotted and stuff. My sister pointed it out. She's like, "Oh, that'll be need to be replaced." You can see it here. So it does need a cord. But what a cool old fan. This thing weighs a ton. You wouldn't believe. So even if I don't rewire it right away, use it for a camera stand here at the house, right? Because these guys here that I really like with the dealie that'll hold on right there. So, I don't know, this is a pretty darn cool thing. It weighs a ton. Really, really interesting. They don't make stuff like that no more. You guys know it. You know the deal. So we'll see. I mean, you probably have to take it all the way apart to get all the wiring all the way up. I don't know how. It sounds pretty treacherous. But to get that all apart, to get all the way up here to rewire this thing. But that doesn't mean it couldn't be done. And you got set screws here. I think that's a set screw. Where are we? Right here. So maybe they do come apart. Who knows? Pretty cool, huh? So there's that. All right. And the third thing we grabbed, man, I just had to. You really rarely, and certainly up here where I live, you never see Frigid fans. And certainly rare to find a 5-blade Frigid box fan. Had to grab it. When I got there, it had a little issue. It only ran on low or high, whatever that one is, because these were all bent and it didn't want to move. And the guy was like, "No, I'm sorry, 20, yeah, why you wanted $20 for it?" I was like, "Well, it's kind of a mess. It's got a problem there." I said, "I'll give you 10." He's like, "Oh, 20 is the lowest I could possibly do." So I've messed with it, and I got this one was just kind of bent. As you can see, it's still a little bent. But it was just jamming in, and it wasn't allowing the other ones to move. But now at this point, they're moving. So maybe after a little contact cleaner and a little oil, it'll start to work pretty nice. As you can see, it's the 3-blade. In the back, it's very, very dirty. And one of the interesting things about this that I never realized is that the grills don't screw on. They sort of clip in. And from what I've just observed, you do take it out this way. Maybe it'll unhook, but you can also probably go in through the other side to help it. You could probably see, it's a little dark, so you can't see, but I think there's a way to get the grills off, and we're going to need to clean this thing up. So hopefully we can get that done, but let's go ahead and give it a little quick run before we do anything else. All right, as you can see, these were made in Brooklyn, New York. Here's the pretty cool sticker it's got with the Frigid Eagle, whatever that's all about. But yeah, this is a pretty cool fan. We've got it plugged in. Let's go to high. There it is. Moves a good amount of air. Shakes a little bit. Just low. Not a big difference between the speeds. Actually, that was medium and this is low. I like the low. It's kind of a decent medium, and it does put out a lot of air. Not sure if that's the 5 blades or just the design of the blades, but we'll go back to high, and we'll do a spun down. So there you go, and that's not, That's not bad at all. So it spins pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty cool. We just need to get it cleaned. There's a lot of dirt and stuff on the back of the motor. And we got to figure out how to get the clips out. The fan, the grill out. It's kind of clipped into the thing. And as you can see down here, there's actually, on the bottom of these grills, there's actually not just the clip, but there's a little locator. So you obviously need to take these down from the top, and then they go in and they latch in first. It's going to be interesting with see if we can do it without. The problem is, when this was brand new, that's fine. But now that it's 50 years old, or however old it is, because this is probably early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, this plastic, as you know, is very brittle, the old plastic. So that's why I really don't buy plastic grill fans very often, because you're just dealing with, you know who's going to break it is me. So I'm going to try really hard not to do that. So let's see if we can find a way to get these grills off. All right, well, that wasn't so bad. I just grabbed from the more sturdy corners, and it popped out. So that's good news. I need to put it somewhere so that it's not under my feet, so that I don't break it while we're doing the other one. On the other side, I'm just going to push it through. Well, one side worked easier than the other. Already got this side loose. And I'm just going to grab it and see if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to put my fingers under and pop it out, and that should work okay. And there you go. It just kind of popped out. Huh. We're kind of stuck here. Why is that happening? Yeah, why is that happening? Didn't happen on the other side. Okay, so now that little lip thing is caught. There we go. Oh, it just kind of slid out. There we go. There's more of those. Yeah, there are. There's these little tabs. There we go. And there we go. More tabs on the back side than there were on the front, or it just fought me a little differently. I don't know. Interesting, but there it is. Frigid, Brooklyn, New York. As you can see, we got some growth. A lot of dust and dirt on that thing, so that's why we're here. All right, we're back here with the Frigid. It's nighttime, but I'm just taking a look. As you can see, the grills came out pretty clean. They look pretty good. Not so bad. So we'll hope to get them back together without breaking them. They have these tabs here that nestle them into the box, and they have these clips in the corners, so it kind of pushes in. Kind of an interesting setup, which might be a much better setup if it wasn't plastic, but I think that these little clip lip things are to help keep it from rattling, maybe, and a little more secure to the case. I don't know, but that's what it's got. So the next thing we need to do is, let me put this back without breaking it. Carefully, carefully. This is why I try not to buy plastic grill fans, but again, you find yourself a 5-blade, you're gonna grab it. You know that. So next is this this huge layer of dust on the back of this thing, and I'm going to hit it with a vacuum cleaner to get that off of there. I think if it's not too oily, it should come off. Actually, it seems, I don't know. Maybe we'll just not use a vacuum cleaner. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. Honestly, look at that. This stuff just kind of picking off of there. It is very odd. Wow. I'm going to get as much of this off the fan as I can before I take the blades off. Wow, look at that. And we even have SERG78. Who knows if that means 1978. I have a hard time believing that a fan that's this intricate was made that late, but it could be 78. Interesting. One of the things I really like about this is it's got a proper handle. Well, that looks like an awful lot like just a Lakewood handle, wouldn't you say? And this is a Westinghouse motor, and it's pretty big. It's a pretty big motor, even though it's just 3-speed, non-reversible. But, well, there's the crap that came off the back of it. So maybe we'll just do that. Hold on. All right, I'm just going to use a little WD-40 on a blue rag and wipe down a little bit. The WD-40 is going to help break up the grease and stuff like that. All right, that's looking, I mean, look at that. You got to admit, they sure did pick a pretty nice paint scheme for these. This is probably the nicest paint I've ever seen on a fan. Bit of a metallic vibe to it. This is pretty nice stuff. Pretty nice. So let's keep going here. Right now we'll try and see if the blades will come off. We'll start first. This all looks pretty nice. I don't see why they wouldn't. So where am I going to put them once they're off? I don't know. But that's going to be the plan for now. All right. I'm thinking 9/64. Usually that's the one. Nope, that's way too big. Okay, we'll go the next one down. And that fits, okay. So that's our guy right there. So let's see if... Ooh. Nope. Okay. Blades are stuck on for sure. We're going to hit it with a little of the Super Juice. This is the BG Enforce. I'm going to try really hard not to let this get on the paint that's on the hub, because this stuff is not friendly to paint. That's for sure. So, alright, so we're going to hit this with a little of this BG Enforce. Just try and get a little in there. And this stuff is supposed to work pretty fast, so we'll let it soak for a sec, but then we're just going to go ahead and and, you know, I've been told let this stuff soak, but I don't know. Let's give it another try now that we've squirted that stuff on there. Nope, nothing so far. So I'm going to give it a little other quick squirt, and then we're just going to let it sit, and we'll try this again tomorrow. Now, the blades don't have to come off necessarily, but it sure would be nice because I would like to clean, you know, get behind the blades, get the front of the motor. It makes it easier to clean the case without bending the blades or anything, so that's the reasoning. So we will wait and see what we end up with, and then we'll continue cleaning and everything as we go. But this is the 5-blade Frigid that is pretty cool to see. So thanks for watching. I think we'll call this one video, and we'll come back on a second video and take another look-see at this interesting, fairly uncommon, especially where I live, 5-bladed box fan. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.